Hello, welcome to the Premier League review. So, been another good week of football. So, we're just going to go through the results and fixtures for the upcoming week and from last week, and then we'll look at more what's going on transfer wise. Little bit of news. Reason this one's going out late is because transfer news basically, and also I didn't really write it in time, so there is that. Anyway, so we're going to start with the 12:30 kickoff last Saturday. I was personally coming home from Cornwall then, so I didn't actually get to see the game. Didn't watch the highlights because there you go, got better things to do. But I do know what happened. So Liverpool beat Burnley 2-0 with Jota and Mane both scoring. Henderson returned for Liverpool to, that's good for them because Henderson, obviously their captain, he's a good leader, and that's also good for England. It does give us another option. Thought he done particularly well when he came on for England during the Euros. So this coming week, Liverpool are at home to Chelsea, whilst Burnley are at home to Leeds. Then later on, Aston Villa beat Newcastle 2-0. Danny Ings possibly getting the goal of the season already in week 2. He's made a fantastic start to his Villa career, and then El Ghazi scored from the spot to make it 2-0. Brentford at home for Villa next week, and Southampton at home for Newcastle. Then in the exciting game at Palace, it was 0-0 with Brentford. I think Brentford would take that, and I know Vieira was pretty happy with that. Brentford now, no goals conceded yet in the Premier League. They're going well. Then possibly the game of the weekend, apparently, allegedly, saw Leeds come twice from behind to draw with Everton, with Rafinha getting a superb rocket of a shot going to equalise and make it 2-2. They next have got Burnley away, whilst Everton are away to Brighton. Then Manchester City did what Manchester City do, and they totally destroyed Norwich. Remember, this is a team which are playing without a recognised centre forward, although Jesus was on. He's playing more of a right winger role. And it also saw Grealish get his first goal at the Etihad. Brighton then are going well. They're in the top half of the season. They're undefeated so far. 2 wins. Brighton 2, Watford 0. Duffy and Malpleasant both score. 6 points in 2 games, like I say, for the high-flying Seagulls. Good for them. They are at home to Everton, whilst Watford are away to Spurs in the next game. Then Southampton 1, Manchester United 1. Remember last season at Old Trafford, United stuffed Southampton 1-0. So Fred gave Southampton the lead with an own goal before Greenwood bags another goal. So he's now at 2 this season and is in good form. Manchester United have Wolves away, while Southampton are away to Newcastle in their next games. Then Wolves 0, Tottenham 1. Not the best of starts for Wolves. Ali scoring from the penalty spot. Also, it saw Harry Kane come on for the first time this season off of the bench. We're going to talk a little bit more about Harry Kane in a moment. As we already know, as I already mentioned, they're at home to Manchester United, Wolves, and then Tottenham are at home to Watford. Then we have Arsenal. What is happening to Arsenal? They're not doing too good, are they? Arsenal 0, Chelsea 2. They are 19th in the league. This is Arsenal, one of the biggest teams in English football. Lukaku scored on his return debut to Chelsea, and of course fans, as they always do at Arsenal, are calling for Arteta's head. Doesn't matter, it's all getting a bit easier this weekend. You've only got Man City away and Chelsea are away to Liverpool. That could be a banging game. So yeah, Liverpool Chelsea against Chelsea, that's one of the top 4 teams against another top 4 team, and that is, I'm sure, when they're going to end up the end of the season in the top 4 with the 2 Manchester teams. But that's different. West Ham on Monday, they beat Leicester 4-1. Perez was sent off for the Foxes, and Antonio, he got 2 late goals, which makes him West Ham's all-time English Premier League scorer. West Ham are at home to Crystal Palace, whilst Norwich away for Leicester next. So who's that going to actually benefit? Could it be Leicester or will it be Norwich? So also, so I'm going to start to go now because I've done my notes, so I know what is going on with the scores and who is going up against next. We're now going to do a little bit of chat about transfers and possible transfers. So Lukaku has now come in and has started to score goals for Chelsea, an absolute powerhouse, as we saw in the Euros. We'll let this van come first. So as we saw in the Euros, big, strong, powerful central midfielder, central forward. Pretty much, I think that will give them an absolute boost. Will he play every game? Well, maybe not. But I think if he's fit, there aren't going to be many where Lukaku isn't played, and I would say he could give them 25-30 goals this season. There aren't too many other strikers who have come into our league that you would say that. Also, one of the other big news is he's now not going. Harry Kane has said he is going to stay at Spurs, which has to be good news for any Spurs fans because, you know, he's an icon there, and if he was to stay there or stay in the Premier League, I'm sure if he can stay fit, he will break and then possibly get into the 300 goals. The reason why, with the form he's in, he can't. I do think he should potentially look to move to a team which are going to allow him to be up front and score the goals. I thought Man City would have been perfect for that, but it's up to Harry Kane at the end of the day. And I personally probably left, but sometimes it's better to be the big fish in a little pond than a smaller fish in a slightly bigger pond. Look at someone like Matt Letizia. He spent his whole career at Southampton, absolutely worshipped, but he didn't ever win anything. And the way it's going, you know, he needs his manager, got a new manager obviously at Spurs, to say, right, we're going to really try and win FA Cup, League Cup, and then there's a possibility that there could be that silverware. I know they made the Champions League final a few years ago, but they were never really in that final once Liverpool scored after 30 seconds. And then there is the little matter of Cristiano Ronaldo, who looks like he's going to be leaving Juve and coming back to the Premier League. Now, it did look like he was going to leave Juve and come to Manchester City, but it now seems that it is possible that he's more likely to go back to Manchester United, which can only be a good thing for the Premier League. Because for me, if he was to go to City, it would make City pretty much perfect. Because, okay, he's not necessarily a glorified centre forward, but he can certainly score that. The man is incredible. You watch him in the air, he just sort of stays there for ages. You know, I've never seen anyone jump for a ball like him. He is just, for me, I would say he's my favourite player of all time, because he's just absolutely brilliant. And that's not me saying that he is better than Messi, although I prefer him. And I did do a versus series on the two, but since then Messi has actually won the Copa America, which means that he's equal there with Ronaldo, which I believe I gave to Ronaldo. And I think I ended up making it a draw. Possibly that would push Messi, maybe a little bit more ahead of him, I don't know. They're both, for me, phenomenal. But because he played for United and I got to see him in the Premier League and develop into the superstar that he became at Real Madrid, for me, yeah, it's going to be Ronaldo. And if he was to return to the Premier League, I never saw it going to Manchester City. Certainly wouldn't go to Liverpool. You know, maybe Chelsea, but yeah, I think it would make sense that he would possibly return to United. Anyway, there you go. That is my Premier League review for this week. A little bit longer than last week's, but last week, like I say, I was on holiday. Quickly recorded it whilst I was in Charmouth. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't think anyone actually watched it, but hopefully this one we will have a few people actually view it. So yeah, possibly Ronaldo coming back. See if Arsenal can actually get anything off of Man City. Otherwise, they could go bottom. If Norwich can get a point off of Leicester and Arsenal lose, Arsenal will be bottom of the league. Who could have seen the Gunners going down? Could it be the season that Arsenal get relegated? Could it be the season Ronaldo returns to the Premier League with Manchester United or Manchester City? Who knows? All we know is it's an exciting start to the season. Also, Lukaku has been brought in this week to my fantasy football team. So there's some good news. Let's hope he can get me some points. Anyway, this has been your man in the shed. Once again, clearly not in the shed. One day I will return to my shed, but not today. Anyway, I do have a new format coming, which I hope some of you will look forward to. It's going to be called Ask Google, and we'll see where it leads. I've come up with a subject for each episode, and we'll go from there. First one will be coming shortly. Also coming soon, the return of true crimes. Not sure when I'm going to fit these in, but I'll make some time. There you go. Anyway, this has been your man in the shed. See you, pals.